Okay, so we're about to do the Bible reading of the day. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Speak unto me every thought, doubt not, fear not. Speak unto me every thought, doubt not, fear not. Speak unto me every thought, doubt not, fear not. So this chapter is about the Lord commanding Ammon to lead the people to anti-Nephi Lehi to safety upon meeting Alma. Alma's joy exhausted strength. Have you ever felt that way? Almond's joy exhausted his strength. Sometimes you just need to humble yourself. You need to calm down. And you just need to be content. There's nothing so relaxing than the feeling of contentment and being humble. You get to a point where feeling joy is just exhausting. Feeling joy is too exhausting. Just think, what is joy? If it's so exhausting, what is joy? It makes you think about it. The Nephites gave anti-Nephi Lehites the land of Jushan. They called the people of Ammon. Now it came to pass that when those Lamanites who had gone to war against Nephites had found after their many struggles to destroy them, and it was in vain to seek their destruction, they returned again to the land of Nephi. And it came to pass that the Amalekites, because of their loss, were exceedingly angry. And when they saw that they could not seek revenge from the Nephites, they began to stir up the people to anger. I was just watching this video, and it was about the moon. And the moon was so, like, the moon liked to be around the people. So the moon came across this artist, and this artist, he was a painter, and he was painting the sky. And the moon looked at the painting and noticed that the painter didn't paint the moon, but the painter painted the stars. So the moon got so jealous that he just wiped out the sky. He cast his shadow across the whole sky so that the stars wouldn't shine. So then the artist became angry, and the artist stopped painting. And then the star came down to the artist, and I guess they had some type of they compromised to where the star went and told the moon that if you bring back the stars, the artist will paint you too. So then the moon brought back the stars, and the moon was painted also. It was so cute because the moon was doing all these little poses. It was so cute. But sometimes anger can do this, when we don't get our way, when we lose battles, when we lose at so much, or we don't, things don't go our way, we tend to cast our shadow or cast darkness upon everything else, or cast darkness upon somebody else that may be shining so bright. There's this verse that I read today, and it talked about how there'll be a lot of how the blood moon will be. One day there will be a blood moon, how the stars will lose their shine, at times at the end times. But it's just like we tend to get in the way of other people's progress. We tend to get in the way of other people, and we feel like we feel the need to take it upon ourselves to make, something for somebody else go wrong, or stand in someone else's light because of how we're feeling. And because we lose battles, and some people don't know how it feels to lose something. So if I lose, then you're going to lose too. That's just how life is, honestly. And then until they get their way, just as that star had to compromise with that moon, compromise with the moon. Oh, you'll get painted too if you bring us back, if you get out of our light, if we can shine in the sky again. And it's not that easy, It's not about compromising. Sometimes when something is like that, it's about acceptance. So the fact that the moon didn't get painted, the moon took it upon herself to just wipe out all the stars, when in fact, all you had to do was accept the fact that this man likes what he likes. He likes to paint the stars. Just because he paints the stars just because he don't want to paint you, or just because you're not as relevant as the stars, don't mean that you gotta, take away their moment because of how you're feeling. I was talking about this one. Well, I was talking about how, I don't know if it was a post I made or anything, but I remember talking about how people, it was actually, I think I commented, it was about people. I'm like, we are not important. We are not as important as we make ourselves seem. We are not as special as we make ourselves seem. And I feel like this is really, this is the way life is. We have gotten ourselves to a point where we have to be so perfect. We make ourselves feel special to the point where we dress ourselves up. Excuse me. We make ourselves feel as though we are so special. Like, we are so special. We are so relevant. When I feel like, honestly, we're not. We're not special. We're not relevant. We are just a species, just as the animal species, the water species, the land species, the trees. We are just another species filling the void of life. This is what we are, but we want to make ourselves feel so empowered, make ourselves feel so relevant. We want to stand out. Who are we standing out for but ourselves? Every single day, who are we standing out for? That's like, if you want to be honest, it's like a rose trying to step in a way of another rose. Like, oh, I'm so beautiful, look at me. Or daisies competing with roses, dandelions, flowers competing with flowers. Like, I'm trying to make my petals stand out more than this flower's petals. Like, if you just think about it, it's just like, what is it all for? What is you doing it for but ourselves? It's like a lion trying to, trying to be better than, or trying to look better than this other lion. They ain't worried about none of that, so why is we worried about it? A tiger trying to look better than another tiger. They ain't worried about that. Life is about survival and what we make of it, and that's how different, if you want to say that's how we differ from a lot of species, it's like, why is we trying to look better to ourselves? We are the same species. We are here for the same reason, but we are so distracted by looking better than another species. Looking better for ourselves. That's what's wrong with our species. We are not perfect. We are just another species. We're just doing too much. Our species is doing too much, making our life hard. We're doing too much for no reason. Don't cast darkness upon nobody. Learn to be accepting. When you're not allowed, you're not invited, or if someone don't see you better than someone else, or you just don't catch this person's eye the way this person does, don't feel bad about it. It's not your time, and when it's not your time, you have to be accepting towards that. And know that we are no better than any other species on this earth. We are just another species. There's no reason to stand out. There's no reason to shine brighter than anybody else. We are just a species. There's nothing special about us, and that's what I feel like that needs to be brought to the light. There's nothing special about our species. We might be special to another species, but our own species, there's nothing special about that person from this person, just like that flower from this flower. We all are going to grow the same. We all are going to evolve, and we are all our own kind of species. There's no reason to compete against ourselves. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, be notified, and share at your own free will to show you care. See y'all next time.